What's up, beautiful jellyfish? Long time no talk. Hope you guys are doing well. Haven't talked to you guys in a bit. Videos have been kind of slow because I just finished up finals, but I'm home now. Finally, I'm really happy to be here. These past couple weeks have been like really stressful on me, so yeah, you'll get to see more of my face. Also, editing program updates, things are not going well. I need a new editing program, which the editing program I use uses like the overlay effects, so like I can put cards on the screen, so I can't do that. So like that basically takes away so much of my video ideas, so like that's another reason why videos haven't been a thing, because I haven't been able to like as freely upload. I don't really know how to work around this. Like, I can't use this editing program anymore, and I don't know how to fix it. It's, like, not uploading my videos, and I spent all these time on these videos. Like, there's this one video that I spent, and I edited it. It was a deck tech, and those things take forever to edit, and it was, like, the one with the overlay effects, and now I can't even upload it. I can't even use it, and that is annoying and awful because I spent so much time on that video, and I can't upload it, and I'm really frustrated. So, yeah, that's the thing. Okay, but today we're gonna be talking about EDH stuff, so I want to talk to you guys about, like, basically, how I go about building EDH decks. Everyone's process is, like, totally different, but these are a couple of things that I do that help me, basically, when I want to pick out a commander, or pick out, when I want to build an EDH deck. Also, if I mess up, we're not editing this, because I can also edit videos, because I upload them straight to YouTube, so, yeah, that's a thing. Okay, cool. So you get like straight real talk, Tracy, so if I mess up, it's just, this is it. There's no like pretty edits or anything like that, so. Okay, so the first thing to do is pick a commander if you don't have one already. If you have one in mind, hey, that's really cool, but you need to pick a commander out. And basically how I usually go about picking commanders is I have one in mind already, or I'm like, I want to do this color combination. And one website that I would really recommend using is The Gatherer. This website's amazing. It's really sweet because you can narrow down your options. Say you're like, I'm only looking for like 1 mana green instance. It does that for you. You can like filter the settings so it does that, which is really great. So you basically get like anything that you need in there. So say you're like, I'm looking for an Izzet colored commander, like red, blue. Let's see what they have. You type in like legendary and whatever. The website's really great. I like it a lot and I use it. And kind of like with that, with the commander, here's like a thing about commander that I learned, like picking a commander, is you want your commander to enhance your game. You don't want your commander to like be the win all end all. Like you don't need your commander to win. And that's like, I have to say, like looking at my EDH decks, my Tasigur EDH deck, I don't need Tasigur to win at all. I can never cast him. I don't have to. He's good and I like him a lot because he helps me get back things, but there are a lot of games, especially recently, where I draw a lot of cards, so I'm just like, I don't even need my commander. My Keranos EDH deck, I don't need Keranos at all. It helps though because he's basically like a lightning bolt every turn and like people can't really get rid of him, but for the most part, I don't need Keranos at all. What other commanders do I have? Avacyn. Avacyn is a little bit different. I can have just a Swarm of Angels, but it is really good to have Avacyn out because my stuff's indestructible, and again, people have a really difficult time removing my board once she's on the field. Yisan, I will say my Yisan EDH deck does require my commander, however, he's a very low mana cost, he's 3 mana, and if people kill him, I don't really care because I can just recast him, so like that's the thing. So yes, that, what other EDH decks do I have? I feel like I have one more that I'm totally forgetting about. I don't know. I totally have one more EDH deck and I can't think about what it is right now. Yeah, but no, like, I think that was something that was really important. Like, I had, my first EDH deck I ever built was Kalia of the Vast. That deck was fun, but the problem with it was that the deck relied way too much on having Kalia on board, because Kalia's all like, hey, you pay 3 mana or whatever it is, or 4 mana, and then you get a demon, angel, or dragon, tap and attacking with her. And people would just kill her because you're all like, Kalia, Balefire Dragon, all your stuff dies. Like, it just, people were like, yeah, this is mean, we can't let you have that. So I basically didn't get to have nice things. So yeah, like, I was like, alright, cool, fine, whatever. So I took that deck apart, and that was because the deck required having, you know, your commander out. So keep that in mind when you're building a commander deck, is like, you want to have a good, like, a commander that's good, but I know a lot of people will do their commander for colors. Like, if you're doing 5-color especially, a lot of people will be like, I just have Progenesis as my commander. And, like, it's really good when you have that instance where you're like, you don't really need your commander, because then you're just like, you've got nothing else to do, and you're like, guess I'll play them. So, yeah. And another thing with picking a commander out is some sort of like strategy. Like, what are you doing? Are you doing like a beatdown strategy? Are you doing a control strategy? Are you doing both? Like, what exactly are you doing with it? And like some decks, like I keep in mind, I keep thinking of like the Commander Prosh, because I feel like that deck revolves so much around him. Because, like, the deck is, like, my strategy in that is to get a bunch of tokens and then stack them to Prosh. Like, I have a friend who has a Prosh deck, and that's what it does. But then, like, you can still kill with the tokens, so, like, that's another option for you. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that picking some sort of, like, strategy is, like, good to, like, kind of know, like, what direction you're going to go in. So once you've picked a commander, what I would say is look up other people's deck lists. I feel like some people get very turned off by looking up other people's deck lists. You don't have to net deck. You don't have to copy someone's deck card for card. Even for like modern, like I looked up inspiration for other people's decks, and I picked and I chose, you know, like I took things from other deck lists and I made my own. That's what I like to do in deck building personally. Like, that's how I deck build. And I think that the whole thing with deck building, and one of the things that's good, is like you have to look at a lot of people's lists. Modern is a little bit different, but for EDH, if you're looking at like 10 deck lists of the same commander and they're all running this one card, you should probably run that one card because it synergizes really well in that deck. It does really well with your commander, or it's just a good card in general. So that would be something that I would say is like I always do that, is I always look up a bunch of people's deck lists. It helps me find direction a lot with the deck. And the thing, you know, the thing I'll say is, like, I have a Tasigur EDH deck, right? And the thing about that deck is that the way that Tasigur works as a commander is a lot of people... Hold on, I need to pause this video for one moment. This is really important. I keep staring at this because I forgot that I had it, honestly. My friend made this for me, guys. The little tiny Tasigur that my friend crocheted for me. It has a little banana. Can we talk about this? This makes me really happy. My friend Krista made this for me, and she was like, she crochets a lot of things, and then she was like, what do you want? And I was like, I want something with Tasigur on it. So she made me Tasigur, and he's so cute, and I love him. Okay, that was all. Okay, so, yes, find out direction of the deck. Look up deck lists. Oh, my Tasigur EDH deck, yes. Okay, so basically, the way that deck works is Tasigur is actually one of the most popular EDH commanders, or, like, I looked it up, like, a couple months ago, and he was one of the most popular ones, and people use him as a control strategy. Now, I don't do that. I have a very... Like, my deck is really sweet, actually. I'm really happy with it. I should probably do an updated deck for Tasigur. I am so happy with how this deck plays, guys. I'm really stoked. Like, I have up to this point where I'm like, there's not, like, in my opinion, like, there's not a card that I'd want to take out. Like, it's I don't want to say perfect, but I'm very happy with it. So basically, it's a, like, aggressive deck that plays off of creatures in graveyards and things like being in your graveyard. So like it runs cards like Splinter Fright, and Kessig Cagebreakers, but then I have a lot of tutoring effects on the deck, so I basically can tutor for all my stuff. And then I run like cards like Eternal Witness and Green Warden Marasa to get stuff back. And then I run like Deadbridge Chan. That card is just a house. It's like, oh, free 10 cards in your graveyard. Yes, please. Sounds great. So, but yeah, the deck is very aggressive. So I deviated from a lot of the strategies because a lot of the strategies are like, they have this very like different sort of control deck. I don't really have a lot of control cards in there. I actually took quite a bit of them out because I was like, this is not what I want to be doing. That's another thing that I would say in deck building in general. Don't try to do everything. I tell this to my one good friend, Dimitri. Hi, Dimitri, if you're watching this. I love you. You're beautiful. And Dimitri's all like, I want to do 12 things in this deck. And I'm like, you can't do 12 things, Dimitri. You need to do, like, one thing. So some people are like, I want to try to, like, control the game, but I also want to kind of, like, do a token strategy, but I also kind of want to, like, do big creatures. No, stop, please, don't. Do, like, one solid thing, so you're all, like, or, like, a couple of, like, just, like, a couple of things that you're doing. Don't try to do, like, 10. You know, because then your deck gets all over the place, and then cards don't synergize well together, and you want synergy, basically. Promote synergy like a boss. I love the Lonely Island. I think they're really funny. Okay, so Yes. So when you're building, something I would say is to have a website, like whatever website you use to deck build open while you're building a deck. So like I use Tapped Out personally. I think that it's really easy to use and I'm really bad with technology, so like this is good for me. And or like whatever it is that you use. Like I don't know any other things because I only use Tapped Out, but like any other like deck building like things that you can use them if you use it in a Word document or like whatever it is. And what you do is like when you're building it, like take the cards that you have and then just throw them in there. And here's the thing, is I could use this as a comparison before because I'm an English major and I said, you know, when you're building a deck, it's like writing an essay, just get all your thoughts out there and go back and edit later. And that's what I do. I add a ton of cards, sometimes way more than 100 cards needed in an EDH deck. And then I look back and then I say, okay, let's see what I can take out from this. Oh, I noticed this card was on a lot of people's deck lists. I probably want that card in there. They also have a maybe board option, which is really awesome. So if you're like unsure of cards, you can throw them in there. I do that all the time. I think it's like really helpful. So that's the thing that I do. And one thing I would say too is if you're like really stuck on like how on earth do I get started with this deck, I would always go back and look at like your staple cards that you put in EDH decks. Things like Soul Ring. You're gonna want a Soul Ring in your EDH deck, probably. I have a Soul Ring. Oh, I'm not the EDH deck. That's the deck I forgot about. That deck's sweet. I like that deck. That deck does one thing. That deck is like, it is so good because it does one thing. It is just like, I just get lots of lands. Because then people kill Omnath and I'm like, recast Omnath, make more tokens. Yo, that deck's sweet. Okay. So yeah, like staple cards. I don't have a Soul Ring in that deck. That's why I thought of it. Because I ramp so hard in that deck that I don't even need it. But also, this is weird. I'm drinking like not out of my water bottle right now. Like if you know, I have my purple water bottle, and I'm usually always drinking from that. But today I washed my water bottle because it needed to be cleaned, and so I'm drinking out of a cup, and it's really weird because I'm like I always drink water from that. So this is really strange. Okay, so yeah, staple cards, things like Temple of the False God, Command Tower if you're doing more than like 2-3 colors. So like, you know, things like that. I pretty much always start on that. That's something that like I do. Another thing that I do is I look through my own stuff and be like, huh, what cards do I want? Sometimes I like forget that I can like actually use like my collection and that it's like not just for trades. And then I'll look through and I'll be like, huh, okay, cool, what cards do I want to, you know, like put in here or whatever. So that's something that I do. I mentioned the website The Gather. Oh yeah, I mentioned the website The Gather. I don't need to mention that. And then I mentioned repetitive cards are going to be good. Yeah, okay, I guess I totally jump out of order. Sometimes I like take notes on things I want to say, but then I end up like just talking and then I just don't end up needing the notes, which is good. So, yeah, guys, that was pretty much it. Oh, and like another major thing, and this is just a deck building note too, is like, you know, trial and error. Like, there's gonna be some cards that you're like, you know, I'm just gonna try this card and like see how it works. I actually made 2 recent changes in my Tasker EDH deck. I'm trying to think of one of them. I took out Cyclonic Rift because I actually wanted to put that in, what is that deck called? In Karanos. And I was like, I want to put that card in Karanos, and I was like, you know, it's like $8 right now, and I was like, I'm very weird about EDH cards and spending like massive amounts of money, especially because that deck, I actually like didn't spend like a cent on that deck, actually. I got it all from trades and cards I already had. So I was like, I don't really want to do that. So I what on earth was I saying? I took that deck apart and, this is a time where it would be an edit, but I can't edit, so this is just what Tracy figuring out what she's trying to say. Okay, nope. Oh, trial and error. Yeah, trial and error. Okay, so I took out Cyclonic Rift and then I think and Counterspell. I took out Counterspell because I wanted to put it in that deck, and I was like, huh. I was like thinking about it and I was like, I had these 2 cards that I wanted to put in Tassiger. One was Doomed Necromancer. That card's insane. I took apart my Mugus EDH deck, which made me really sad. I'm really glad I did a deck before though, because on the deck, like, I just didn't play it. It's like a sacrifice themed deck, but I'm actually going to be building black-white at some point EDH Teysa, the new Teysa. The one that's protected from creatures. I'm going to be building her and like, yeah, I'm building her, so she's gonna be like sacrifice themed and like sacrifice like recursion, but like there's gonna be like better things that I'm getting back pretty much. Like I'm gonna be getting back like things like Archon of is it Archon of Justice, I think? It's like that one thing when it ETBs, you exile a creature or something. It's gonna be like big things getting back. So yeah, I wanted to like make that deck. It's like an eternal, think of it as like an Eternal Witness deck, but like without Eternal Witness because it doesn't run green. I may actually switch it. I may do tricolor, but I feel like I have a lot of tricolor decks, so I don't know. I'm building another tricolor deck actually. I don't know. But yeah, so that's that. I'm going to what was I saying? I also like woke up like 20 minutes ago or something. So like I'm still like in the process of waking up. Trial and error. So like taking things out and like trying things and being like, hey, I don't know how this card is gonna work. Like I do that all the time. Like there's cards that I'm like, yeah man, this card's not gonna work. I'm totally gonna take this out in the future. So yeah, like seeing how that works, and that's just like a good like deck builder's note, is like you're gonna have some cards in there that are just like not gonna work. Alright, cool, just take them out later and replace them with something else. So yeah. Yeah guys, that was tips for how I go about building EDH decks. There are a couple links that I'll throw in the description bar of like a couple of websites. I think there's one website called like pickyourcommander.com or like something like that. That sounds like very generic. Pickyourcommander.com. But yeah, just like websites that I use. There's always like the gather in my description bar of things that I'm always like, hey, these cards are good. So yeah. Alright guys, that was it. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later.